Here's my idea, what I'm going to do with this. I really like the idea of matten filters. If you haven't seen it before, matten filter is just a way of using a big piece of sponge here, either in the corner or the back of your tank, to set it up for filtration. So it holds that bacteria, but it's also really good for different stuff, like if you're keeping shrimp. You can grow all kinds of mosses and plants and stuff that'll grow in the foam, which also add again to the filtration factor. So you'll see a lot of people with shrimp use matten filters. But my idea is to take this tank here. Now this tank is 3 foot divided into 3 sections. It's 2 foot deep and it's 1.5 feet tall. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do these 2 sections first. This will have to stay as a hospital tank for a little bit longer until I rehabilitate these fish in here. And then I'll be able to show the different types of matten filters available. Unfortunately, the first step in my process of getting stuff done means that this tank, which I am keeping some gudgeons in at the moment, they're an Australian native fish. Most of those I've bred. This is my Plecos tank, so Bristle catfish. Both the albino commons and peppermints in there at the moment. Got to do something with that and potentially move it over there before I can do anything else. So let's get going with that. I'm on the way now to draining this tank. That one's done. It's pretty dirty, but just needs a clean up. And we'll be able to start relocating and setting this up as a matten filter type tank. After a lot of soul searching and almost finishing shutting down this part of this rack here, I'm going to make room for a continuation of this rack, so that will continue right to the garage door. And this here, now I've freed up this wall, you see that's shut down. I'm going to do something with that, but first I have to scramble because I've got some outdoor racking, which used to be the racking from behind me. And this is very heavy duty and it'll handle those big 4 foot tanks, so I'll have plenty of racking outside. Before I can, I'm going to have to weather seal all of this. It's been a major operation so far to shut this rack down, because this was my Plecos rack, or bristle nose rack, whatever you want to call it. Those tanks are moved, and that's all going to this wall here, which will be in front of the cars in the garage now. Let's go have a quick look. These are all the baby bristle noses that I've got. There's some of the adults, so 2 of the males are in this bucket here, and the rest of these are peppermints and other larger bristle noses that have grown. So I've been doing this process for about an hour so far. We're almost there, we've almost got everything moved, and now we're filling it up. Put these guys back in yet, so it won't be long. Just going to let that temperature acclimate a little bit. We'll get to about 23 degrees, 24 before we put them back in. Wall's looking a bit bare there now, but I'm going to be able to copy and paste that and continue this rack all the way along here. Now this is all moved over. Moved these guys, minimal disruption possible. There was a male on eggs in here, so he stayed in his cave as we moved everything. Did it fairly quick considering. Big plans for this, but the next stage is going to be this tank here and these 3 tanks here. So this has been outside today, and a lot of people will say don't leave your glass out in the sun because it does deteriorate the silicon. I only did it for a day because I really wanted to disinfect. I was using this as a hospital tank, not that there was anything major going on, but I just wanted to give everything a good disinfect. So it sat in the sun for a couple of hours and it's come in looking really good again. So the next stage will be making some matten filters that will sit at the back of this tank, and then we'll have 3 chambers to do some fish. Let's keep an eye out, the next video is coming really soon.